In this 3-minute game review, we're looking at Cataclismo, so hit the like and subscribe buttons and let's get into it. Cataclismo is an early access 3D castle builder and wave defense game with resource management elements coupled with a voxel based building system. Fans of similar games like They Are Billions and Age of Darkness will find many familiar features such as building up your economy to train units and construct defenses, all whilst repelling waves of enemies with a numerical advantage. What sets Cataclismo apart, however, are some important differences when it comes to additions and quality of life, as well as the overall way that the campaign is played out, and not to mention a 3D voxel building system. When constructing walls, the game takes into account the height. The higher the wall, the stronger it is, on top of also bestowing range and damage bonuses on the units that you place on top of them. Other things like fire arrows, poison pots, and traps also add an additional simple but fun layer of gameplay. When it comes to wave defense games, resource management feels almost like an afterthought, where you simply plop down a farm and it generates X amount of food over time. However, the resource extraction and economy in Cataclismo felt a lot more strategic, with the need to consider supply lines and distance, some simple but effective logistical solutions like warehouses, as well as excellent pathfinding. Building up your economy feels more fun than just a simple routine you go through between waves. Cataclismo's 3D voxel mechanics totally open up a whole new dimension of efficient building, with certain resource buildings relying on height for maximum effectiveness. The limited space you have on each map will also challenge you to build vertically. There are also some really important quality of life additions, such as helpful commands like pick target and cautious movement, which make combat and map clearing less micro-intensive, while smooth camera controls and UI combined with the easy-to-use blueprint system makes construction feel like a breeze. Not to mention that blueprints are fully integrated into the Steam Workshop for you to share with everyone else. Aside from that, campaign hero missions aren't just clunky point-and-click micro-heavy missions, but rather have an interesting blend of map exploration as well as puzzle-like building problems that you have to solve with limited pieces to build with, which is absolutely refreshing. Outside of each mission, you get to view the overall campaign map and spend points in a tree that persists throughout the campaign. You can also interact with your pet raven if things ever get too stressful. Aside from the campaign missions, which are already hours of good content, the skirmish and endless modes will indeed ensure loads of replayability, especially as we see more new content come in over the course of early access. Cataclismo has one of the most intriguing campaign storylines and characters I've ever experienced. The dark fantasy world is portrayed beautifully through its unique art style, like an illustrated comic panel, on top of a fully voiced acted cast and a great soundtrack to boot. There isn't much else to say except that Cataclismo is a dream come true for fans of the very niche base building and wave defense genre. It takes the best elements of the core gameplay loop and adds on additional layers of fun gameplay mechanics, as well as some much needed quality of life functions. As such, I would recommend fans of base building and wave defense games to give Cataclismo a try. If you're craving for more base building games, check out our other videos. Otherwise, hit the subscribe and notification buttons for more 3-minute game reviews.